We've got over 500 vehicle tests on this channel, and almost all of them have headlight tests, so if you want to see how the lights on your vehicle work, this is the right place to be. Hyundai Sonata 2024 Sonata Hybrid to drive, $38,000 for this beautiful beast. We already did a full road test on this with all the fuel economy numbers, but this video we're doing night drive and headlight test only to see how it drives in the dark. There are the two bulbs, if you want to call them bulbs. Alright, it's dark enough. Let's see how these headlights perform and do some night driving. And what do we have here? A nice wide strip of light across the front. This looks kind of cool. Didn't really pay attention to that when I had it in the daytime. Two medium-sized illuminated filaments. The low beams are on right now. I turned the high beams on and they're just brighter. I don't see any more extra bulbs being lit up. And here's what the rears look like. A nice wide stripe. Looks nice, but it makes you wonder how much it costs to replace if it gets broke. And here's what the emergency lights look like. Interesting, they don't have any lights on the mirror. Instead, they have it on the side panel. Alright, whatever works. And here are the front. Easy to see if the headlights are off, of course. You get a halo effect on my lens for some reason. And I just cleaned it. Don't know why we're doing that. Well, let's step inside this nice, classy cabin, which, if you watch my daytime video, you've already seen. They did a fantastic job on this car inside and out. We have a nice large info screen. Here's what the camera system looks like. High resolution, good quality. All the controls light up very well. A very nice, well-designed gauge cluster. Easy to see steering wheel controls. The shifter on the steering column. Unfortunately, there's no way to disconnect the auto-dimming mirror system that I can find. I don't like driving in city traffic, blacked out mirrors. I think it's dangerous, but we're kind of stuck with this. No big deal. You can always turn it off with some electrical tape over the sensor hull. The Sonata is one of the best cars in its class, but we haven't tried the headlights out yet. I hope they're as good as the rest of the vehicle. We're going to find out in a couple seconds. And we have the charging mode on the gauge cluster. Interesting to look at. Takes around 175 to 200 feet to stop a vehicle at freeway speed, so you need headlights that reach out to 200 feet. And this is 200 feet to the wall with the high beams on. Go low beam. Just barely making it. Not impressed with the slow beam range. Let's get a little closer. Obviously the high beams are working well, but this is one thing I do not like about a lot of these LED designs. The split, bright on the bottom, don't see squat on the top, and some weird blotches of dark spots. It's a shame, because otherwise this car is about as perfect as it gets. I just don't like this. The low beams are adequate, barely reaching out. They're not bad, but I was hoping for something better. Let's try 400 feet. Yeah, the high beams are reaching out. Obviously, the low beams are not going to make it, and you can see some of the dark black spots on the left. And I see another Saturday night drunk here at a stop sign. Obviously the low beam settings okay for city driving like this. We'll take these out on the highway a little bit later. See what they look like. Let's do the dark, dingy street test. High beams on, low beam. High beam. Low. And here you can see the 50-50 split I'm talking about. How it's bright on the bottom half and totally dead on the top half. I cannot stand this design. I think the person who designed it is a moron who needs to find another line of work. Fortunately, this isn't on all cars that have LEDs. Unfortunately, it's on this one, but we do have enough range on low beam thus far, just barely. Let's see how we're doing on road signs, about a half mile away. High beam, okay. Low beam, ooh. I see the stop sign there. That's about as far as we're getting. Now let's do a test on the highway. Got the low beams on. I'll need the high beams. We're going to reach out. That was a no-brainer, but low beams, just like in the parking lot we did, adequate. And now we got construction signs. Light them up. Go back to low beam. Alright, that's enough playing with the headlights, and I think we can wrap up our night drive and put the low beams back on before I blind somebody. Whether you get the basic Sonata or the hybrid or the high performance version, this is a very, very nice vehicle. About as near perfect as it gets. The headlights, not so much, but the high beams work great. Low beams are adequate. They pass. That's all that matters. If you want to see the full road test we did with all fuel economy numbers, there's a link coming up. Click and watch. You're already here.